Good afternoon and welcome back to Withrow Urban Homestead. Today is April 26th and it's time to winter sow the flowers Vinca.
He'll know what you're saying.
It's an annual periwinkle. It's originally native to Madagascar. Now, normally I would start these indoors under lights 8 to 10 weeks before our last freeze. They don't like the cold. So you can't sow these in February because during a warm spell, if they germinate when it gets cold, they're just going to die. So here in North Central Maryland, I want to wait until April to winter sow these. And we'll leave them out in the garden to germinate. They like to germinate at temperatures of 70 to 75. They need dark to germinate, so make sure that you cover them with soil. Press it in good. Now you'll read they need to put them in a dark black plastic trash bag to prevent the light, but that wasn't necessary last year. I just covered them with soil and they all germinated. I already messed up. I sowed this color in the wrong container, so I relabeled it to the right name. I'm sowing 3 colors. This is a very light pink. This one is a dark pink. And this one is a purple. I want to know which container has which color. Germination indoors takes 7 to 21 days. But outside here in the garden, with the weather fluctuations, I don't know how long it'll take, but we're making a little mini greenhouse that'll hold in the moisture and the warmth, and that will help them to germinate. I'm using Gorilla duct tape because I expect they're going to be out there a long time. They're going to take a while to grow. Last year in the house, they're about that tall by the time I planted them out. These, I don't know. So I want really strong sticky tape so it doesn't come off. I wrote the names on the jugs using a garden marker designed not to fade in the sun. The Sharpie will fade and then I'm going to be confused and I won't know which color is which. Make sure to remove the lid. You want rain to get in and excess heat to escape. And you want drain holes. This one's ready to put out in the garden, so let's sow the next color. These are an easy to take care of flower. They are drought resistant. They don't require much water. Last year was the first time I grew these. I wanted them for the side of the house in the green stock planters, but they get very limited sun over there, only 2 hours a day. Each plant only made 1 or 2 flowers. They want full sun. Last year I did have a few extra plants and I put them out into the garden, and wow, they really took off. They were gorgeous. They just bushed out and had so many flowers. They were so easy. And the flowers fall off themselves. You don't have to deadhead them. But they don't like the cold. They don't like nights below 60 degrees. And the leaves and the plants turn yellow. Last year, when I saw the yellowing plants, I didn't know, am I overwatering them because they don't need much water, or was it too cold? And yes, it was the cold. They didn't die, but they really struggle. So wait to plant them out at least till mid-May here in North Central Maryland, or Mother's Day. If you hear screaming next door, yelling, it's because my neighbor's a boxing coach and he's training in the garage right now, but I think they're finished. I like to put 2 strips of tape on these harder plastic jugs so it's easier to take off when it's time to open them. Make sure there's not any gaps in the tape for moisture to escape. Make sure it's stuck on them well. The last color is technically a blue, but it looks purple. Another big benefit of these is they're pest-free. Last year I planted them out at my son's memorial garden, and that place is full of insects. And I don't go out there every day to take care of them. And I did put in some little yellow stickies to take care of the bugs, and they just flourished out there all on their own. Let's get this last one taped and get them all out into the garden to germinate when they're ready and take care of themselves. Let's see if the rain has stopped so we can get these out there. And we'll just leave them with all the other summer vegetables and flowers. But our spring seedlings are ready to be planted out. And some of them we've already gotten into the ground. This is our red cabbage and our kale. Both were winter sown. Here are our lettuces, our Napa cabbage. Both are ready to get into the ground. Now the sweet alyssum and the pansies are still small, but they're ready. And we have some herbs, cilantro and parsley. And I can't forget the snapdragons. And, and the chard. I almost forgot it again. But look at the sunflower seeds that we sowed outside so we can give sunflowers to our community. They've germinated. It was a huge success. Now tonight is going to be 46 degrees and tomorrow night 44. And when the rain totally stops, I'm going to cover this tunnel with fleece. Those vegetables and flowers will be fine, but the sunflower seedlings, they're going to suffer at 46 degrees. We direct sowed our beets, and most have germinated. We also direct sowed our carrots just yesterday, so of course they're not up. And our winter sown onions, they were transplanted a couple of weeks ago. Come back and check how our Madagascar periwinkle, Vinca, germinates. Thank you for visiting Withrow Urban Homestead. See you later. Bye-bye.